of Senzo Meyiwa has lingered. According to the state, he was not one of the intruders, nor is he linked to the gun believed to have killed the football star. But during his testimony today, as he read his affidavit for his application for a warrant of arrest, lead investigator Brigadier Bongani Kininda filled in the blanks.
He is further linked by means of confession he made to a private person, a close friend, about his involvement in this matter. Did Mapisa instruct the private person to return to and inform Mafika not to disclose Mapisa's involvement as Mafika will be assassinated?
It's alleged Mapisa was one of 3 men who remained in the car armed as Senzo Meyiwa was being murdered. Khomuzo Modise, Eyewitness News, Pretoria.
Joburg Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda says more than 100 households have been affected in the latest building fire in the CBD on Commissioner Street. Gwamanda visited the site of the hijacked building this afternoon, which was allegedly set alight yesterday, killing 2 people and leaving at least 4 others injured.
We understand, based on what had transpired, that we have a total number of 109 households that were affected as a result of this fire.
And Donald Trump has returned to his sexual assault defamation trial in New York on the eve of the New Hampshire primary. The polls for this stage show him likely to trounce the final remaining challenger, Nikki Haley, for the Republican presidential nomination. The primary is seen as the last best chance for Haley to stop Trump, who, despite being twice impeached as president and is now facing 4 criminal cases, has succeeded in imposing his far-right brand on the entire Republican Party. A partly cloudy Tuesday in store for Hauteng tomorrow, with isolated showers and thunder showers from the afternoon. Joburg dropping to an overnight low of 15 degrees, peaking at 27. Pretoria 17 and 29, Vereniging 16 and 27 as well. Lerato Huffler, Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 947. For more, click ewn.co.za.
#MSW. You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Farouk Khan is here, Stars of Africa Academy Director and football analyst. Humbly give me Namibia versus SA.
Yeah.
On record, what's the final score?
2-0 to SA. We'll win this game, definitely.
Who will score? Do you know?
Percy Tau is going to make up for that penalty miss. And Zwane is going to come to the party as well.
Tau makes the run. Makes no mistake this time. And it is into the back of the net. The first goal. It's cut back. Zwane still in possession, tries to take it on his own, and it delivers. That is a masterclass to break and could it turn to 4. It definitely does. Icing on the cake.
I'm here with the new champion, Dricus du Plessis. Dricus, how does that sound? Can I get my flag? Coach, this is history. Zet de handen gaan. Nou, wie heeft er allemaal dood? What does it mean to your country to have a UFC champion? They are going crazy. This is history. That's your country right
there. Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
The time, the moment you've all been waiting for, man. It is a Monday. Hashtag Reaction Monday. The busiest time of them all is on a Monday. And guess what, man? We're not traveling alone. This is the good news as we start a brand new week. To welcome...
Reaction Monday is proudly powered by Hollywood Bets. Hashtag MSW.
Yeah, Reaction Monday, proudly powered by Hollywood Bets. A great welcome to them and part and parcel of our family right here on hashtag MSW. Good to have you on board. Lots to react on over the weekend. I mean, where do we even begin? Dricus Bafana Bafana. Well, you know what? Dricus du Plessis becoming South Africa's first UFC champion. Undoubtedly taking the headlines. Split decision victory over the American Sean Strickland in that middleweight title fight in Toronto at the UFC 297. Not sure if you're awake, if you managed to even watch the fight. You know, some of us stayed awake. The critical stage when you're supposed to be watching the fight. The body caved in. A story for another day. You know, you don't pass out like that. But hey, Du Plessis beat Strickland, who had won the belt, though, from Israel Adesanya in September. Split decision, 48-47, 48-47. And then it was 47-48 for his 7th straight UFC victory. Congratulations, champ.
Pretoria, Hauteng, then one else in Africa. He under 30 party, the middleweight cup at Toronto. Ngicela wena sisi. Inyawo ska Du Plessis imqedile khona phaya. Kodwa lulu kufika ngejump yakhe. Kodwa ke sakhe yomdina uStrickland ekude. Lokhu ke uyintshatheli. uStrickland uthuke iqasa selimqile mpondini. Lenkukhu sesibuyela okweni ngoku. Sidalala kwathi ka Du Plessis.
Daar het jy dit, Suid-Afrika. Suid-Afrika het 'n nuwe wêreldkampioen. Dricus du Plessis, die nuwe wêreldkampioen van die UFC in die middelbeweging afdeling. Wat 'n vertoning deur hierdie Suid-Afrikaner en vir almal wat wakker gebly het, vroeg opgestaan het, deel was van.
The beauty about it is that he is so passionate about South Africa, Dricus du Plessis, that straight after the fight, the first thing that he asked for was the South African flag, which they then hoisted onto him. And I was like, man, this guy's very consistent. Whatever happens, wherever he's been, whatever interviews he's had, that's the one thing. He's always churning forward. It was beautiful to see. Packed stadium. I think the popularity of the sport really has shown up very nicely. And we're just glad, man. We're just glad that we can even have commentary. It's Xhosa, commentary in Afrikaans, commentary in English about it. Which really shows that the only thing that's left is for South Africa to host it.
Thank you so much, Canada. Can I get my flag? Coach, flag. I want my flag. This is history. South Africa, no, we have never
Dricus, you so proudly represent this nation. What does it mean to your country to have a UFC champion?
I don't know, but I can tell you right now, South Africa, we can probably, if we all go silent, hear them from outside. That country is amazing. Thank you, South Africa. Thank you. They are going crazy. This is history. We love it.
That's your country right there.
That's South Africa, baby.
Dricus, did you think you had done enough to get the victory when you walked to the center?
Listen, let me tell you this. I honestly thought with the takedowns I made sure on every round, I could feel it was a close fight. I definitely gave him the first round. I tried to get that takedown in the first to try and level the playing field. And I felt that he gets up really well, but I can get under him and get him down because I'm stronger. But I felt the first 3 rounds was give and take, but the last 2 rounds, I know. Everybody said when it goes past halfway, and I had a point to prove. How's that for round 4 and 5? Who says this guy's not a 5-round fighter? What did I tell you?
Oh, man. I love the energy. I don't know where you were watching the fight, but do share those moments with us. 060 708 0484, 060 708 0484. Yeah, so congratulations, man. He comes back into the country on Thursday, and I'm sure you'll get a rousing welcome back at the OR Tambo International Airport, which is where, as you know, we welcome back champions. What about the AFCON? So it's a whole mixed bag tonight. UFC, AFCON, results, Bafana Bafana games tonight as well. Are we getting to that stage now where we're going to start saying goodbye to certain nations? We're going to have to bid farewell to the tournament.
Hi, Rob. Good evening. I watched the Bafana Bafana game last night. It was a great game. I enjoyed it. Rob, this got me thinking about how about if each Chiefs and the Pirates, each and every season, they were competing with CAF Champions League. Now we will not bola a grand like Sundowns. See, okay, Sundowns take players from other clubs because they ban a maleningi and whatnot. If it Chiefs and the Pirates babadlala with CAF Champions League each and every season, I believe which is the standard says football would it improve like than how they looking like now or than what they are right now. Bafana they played so well, and I'm very optimistic actually that we're gonna make it to the knockout stage.
Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23. Real-time action was Robert Marawa. #MSWAFCON.
Yeah, very positive voice note to kickstart our Reaction Monday. It says South Africa will get to the knockout stages of the Africa Cup of Nations. Do you share that same sentiment? Do share those thoughts with us. 060-708-0484. As you know, on a Monday, it's your turn to get it off your chest. Whatever frustration, but I've got to give it to a guest on Friday, Farouk Khan, who was here. And he said, Percy Tau, he'll show people that happened with that penalty. He'll reverse that. Guess what? Reversed it, scored the penalty. He said, Temba Zwane will come to the party. Yeah, came to 2 parties, scored twice, scored a brace, came off. So beautiful stuff. I know you're listening, Farouk Khan. I've got to give credit to you. When someone does well, I don't know about my guests here. They've been mishmashing their predictions. But we'll get to find out how far South Africa can go in this journey. But what about the Egyptians, though? They'll have to avoid defeat against the surprise group leaders, Cape Verde, if they are to have a chance of advancing to the knockout stages. The Pharaohs' task will be made all more difficult with captain and star forward Mohamed Salah, who's been ruled out with a hamstring injury. So the Liverpool attacker came off at the end of the first half of the 2-2 draw with Ghana. Salah has also been ruled out of a potential last 16 tie and is only expected to return if Egypt qualify for the quarterfinals.
You see the levels are very close from each other, like the whole teams, you go to the game and you don't know who's going to win. Like you see, like now we are not first in a group, we are not second. So it's really tricky, or second. So it's just like very tricky. The level is, the football is improving a lot. The players play in Europe a lot. So players play in a big level. So I think it's the African football is improving a lot, and you can see also in the World Cup we went so far with Morocco, and all Africa were behind them. So yeah, I think it's improving a lot.
All right, Mohamed Salah, just reflecting on the Africa Cup of Nations. The manager of Liverpool, that's Jurgen Klopp, also expecting Mohamed Salah to return to Liverpool for treatment on that hamstring injury he suffered at the Cup of Nations. He is set to miss his country's next 2 games at AFCON after that muscle injury. But let's hear it from Jurgen Klopp.
That's the plan. If that's already decided, 100% I don't know. But that's the plan. If he cannot... how long ever he's out, I think it makes, probably everybody sees like that makes sense that he is doing the rehab then with us or with our people, and that's the plan. But if that's now written in stone already, I don't know. Yes, directly after, but since pretty much in the night when it happened, since then he's in contact with our doctor, and the doc tells me the news, and so I think he will be back, but. I'm not a medic. I'm not a doctor. So I would say if he is fit before, if Egypt qualifies for the final, if he's fit before the final, then probably yes. Why not?
Marawa Sports Worldwide, covering Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23. All of the action, all of the time. Hashtag MSW AFCON.
Yeah, slick. And I guess clinical, that's the description that a lot of people have put out for Bafana Bafana. And that's been the case, though. Recovering from that 2-0 defeat by Mali to thrash Namibia by 4-0 last night, that second Africa Cup of Nations Group E game. So that result, though, could give them a little bit of confidence ahead of their do-or-die game against Tunisia. And just as you did with the first encounter, plenty of fans, I mean, they took to social media, reacting to Bafana Bafana's exploits against the not-so-brave Warriors. All just too hilarious. You know, sometimes we gotta smile and laugh when things are going well. So just quoting a couple of the tweets that went out. It says, pain went to he only selected Sundowns Players FC. That's what they were saying. Remember, 7 out of the 11 players that started the game from Mamelodi Sundowns. You can say 8 if you add on Percy Tau, because that's his footprint. That's where he was from. Pain went to Kaizer Namibia, said another tweet. Africa will know that South Africa is the first team to score 3 goals in 30 minutes during the 2024 AFCON. And finally, someone says, well, we don't have competition in AFCON. Give us Copa America with the Euros combined. People say, give it all, bring all these competitions. This is not for us, this is small stuff. Hey, but before we get too carried away, guys, let's get it back together again. And that was certainly a performance worth analyzing intensely. We're going to do that tonight with your help and your involvement. Do they call them the dreaded 3? I don't know. They're going to tell me. Edward Dinya, who's the head coach of the Shumba Football Development, African football analyst as well. Elasto Kapawenza, who is Morocco Swallows GM. I think he's had a hectic couple of days. I wouldn't be surprised if he's here with the box of Panado. Africa football analyst Timothy Batabair is also here. TB Consults chairman, African football analyst. Gentlemen, good evening. Good to have you back again. Would anyone have foreseen what we saw last night? Hey, Elasto, you started off.
Good evening, Rob. Evening to all our listeners. I don't think looking at the first game of Bafana, one would have thought that would see such a convincing, clinical kind of performance from Bafana Bafana. Changed it around. Their approach, which was a bit surprising, but yes, a profile of any opposition brings on its own kind of different qualities. And that's what Bafana did. They played for the result. They just put everything aside in terms of the style of play. They just wanted to win. It's a Namibian side as well that was confident, overconfident to say, came in there. Looks like that victory against Tunisia played into the hands of Bafana, because I think I saw a Namibian side that really kind of thought that they would just roll over Bafana Bafana. Yes, individual performance on the day, as well as, really some great goals that were scored by Bafana Bafana, but a clean sheet as well. You always say that, Rob, when you see, they say a win hides a multitude of sins. Yes, there are some negatives that the coaches will work on. It's the last game that they have to play to try to make sure that they get something out of that game, because I was just looking at the groups as well. We mustn't be fooled that Bafana can progress without getting a point, at least a point or a win against Tunisia. Because if you look at how the groups are structured, that third position, I can tell you, is also going to be very fiercely contested in the teams that are thinking that they might go as that third best placed run-up. So, but at the end of the night, it was a Bafana team that showed a lot of hunger.
All right, so that third place goes to 4 teams in the entire tournament. So we got to put that on record. Is that so? It's number 1 and number 2 for all of the groups, but then there is a possibility of the best third finisher. But for 4 of those teams, when they look collectively at all of them, and that is why it was so key last night that the guys scored 4 goals, that they did not concede a goal, because that would have affected that goal difference. And that goal difference, if it then swings to the negative, then our chances equally get blown out of the water. So we'll come back and we'll get the thoughts of Timothy and Edelbert as well. It looks like Elasto Kapawenza has, for the entire day, been preparing for tonight. I love it.
Marawa Sports worldwide, taking you around the All-Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23 in Abidjan, Bouake, Koroko, San Pedro and Yamoussoukro. #MSW AFCON.
We believe in your success at the British Council, and we're here to help you make it happen. Introducing IELTS Ready Premium, a boost on your path to success. Excel on your IELTS test with 40 practice tests, expert-led masterclasses, and personalized study plans. The best part, register for IELTS with the British Council and get exclusive access to IELTS Ready Premium absolutely free, right up until your test date. Visit the British Council website to register for IELTS and make our expertise your success.
This year, why don't you fly better? Book your flights with Emirates to a holiday in Dubai, London, or Mumbai. Look forward to delicious local food, enjoy complimentary premium drinks, and relax to your favorite movies on the way. Because it's not just about the destination, it's how you get there. This year, fly Emirates. Fly better.
Spurs got the breakfast you're looking for. Cheese griller breakfast? Got it. Avon toast? Got that too. Carb-conscious option? You bet. We have 15 delicious breakfasts for you to choose from till 11 every morning. Like our unreal breakfast with 2 rashers of crispy back bacon, 2 large eggs, golden chips, grilled tomato, toast, and jam for just $56.90. T's and C's apply. Spur, people with a taste for life.
Did you hear that? That's the sound of lights being switched off to reduce the impact of load shedding. Eskom is encouraging you to use less electricity at all times by switching off electrical appliances and lights that are not in use. Cell phone chargers, TVs, and decoders still use electricity if they're not switched off at the socket. You see, if we all switch off what is not in use, our combined effort could help reduce the impact of load shedding. Let's work together by switching off to reduce load shedding.
Everything's faster when you're naked. See, when you're naked, you do insurance online. You can get your car covered in seconds without a single phone call. And you can update your policy and even make claims with just a few taps on the Naked app. So visit naked.insure now. Get a car insurance quote in 90 seconds and see for yourself just how quick insurance can be when you get naked. Naked Financial Technology is an authorized FSP.
It's the Deco Fern Furniture.
Can you make it more appealing?
All right. Hey, it's the Deco Fern Furniture Warehouse clearance sale. With massive discounts like the gorgeous Dan dining chair. Was $699, now $399. Or 1,100 Rand off the irresistible Hugo armchair at just $1,499. In store now or at decofurnsa.co.za.
Marawa Sports worldwide, your Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23 information hub.
Farouk Khan is here, Stars of Africa Academy Director and football analyst.
It would be sad for a country with this huge, talent base, with the infrastructure, with the economic power that we have, to once again be kicked out in the group stage. And there's that man, Shalulile. Just to give you a simple statistic, Shalulile has scored, Rob, 62 goals in 3 seasons. In comparison to Mahopa, who scored 7 goals in 46 games. And he's our marksman. And then you look at Percy Tau, who's also a player that we depend on for goals. He scored 24 goals in 3 seasons.
#MSW AFCON.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Ukhuluma noSibongeleni waMkhwana. Great victory for Bafana Bafana yesterday against Namibia. And I want to applaud the coach first, Mr. Marawa, for making those 2 changes in his starting lineup, which played against Imali. And it shows that he saw the mistakes that were done in the first game, and he made sure that he rectified that by bringing on Krankekana for Seanda Kulu and Tapelo Mrena for Masego. And our team looked more balanced yesterday with those 2 players coming in. And I've been hearing a lot of supporters complaining about Sundowns dominating the national team. Mr. Marawa, I don't think that should be the case. I think we have to support whoever who is representing the country, irrespective of the team that are playing for. And we have seen this before. whereby his Spanish national team was dominated by Barcelona players, and there were only, I think, 2 Real Madrid players, Ramos and Casillas. So I think whichever team which is performing in that country at that present moment, it automatically gives the coach a clear picture on who to be picked up for a national team. I just wish them all the best against Tunisia. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show.
Smoleni, thank you so much indeed. Maybe let's dive straight into that one here. You're listening to hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, powered by Hollywood Bets, powered by the insight of some great analysts here in studio. Timothy, let me go to you. Exactly what Smoleni was talking about a second ago. Says people criticizing the dominance of Mamelodi Sundowns, the dominance of this. Does it really matter if at the end of the day, even if Sundowns had 10 players in that starting lineup, so what? They're the national team now.
The best, the best players are always in the best teams. That's why the cream of the players in a country, always the best teams go for them. So it's not surprising that you've got Sundowns, producing those best players. That's why you get the likes of Sundowns, Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, raiding the likes of Golden Arrows, all these other teams to get their cream, because that's where you need your team now. The most important thing that we need to put forward is that the combination play that has been transformed from club to the national team, I think that needs to be applauded. But again, we are having a scenario where all the 24 teams that on the AFCON, they had an opportunity to amass 9 points each. At this moment, as we speak, we have got only Senegal and Cape Verde who can reach the 9 points. The rest are scrapping between, 6 and below. So that shows the quality of football. But for me, the choice of, Bafana Bafana team and the way they displayed that game, I think that is commendable. Another point I would like to raise and credit to Bafana Bafana is that the game of Tunisia was a key catalyst to their performance, because it was a do or die. They had to win to survive, to leave another day to qualify in the next stage. So it was very important they won the game, and not only winning, but by that margin of goals.
Eddie, the 2 changes that Smoleni talks about, were they the key change that brought about the stability, fluidity, and everything you would look for in a Bafana Bafana that looked a little bit disjointed in that first game?
Yeah, look, Rob, I think the first thing that I should just applaud the coaches was that the back 6 they played against, they know Shalulile. So they closed him. They know exactly what he's capable of doing. So by them playing against him, that's why you could see that they limited his movements in terms of getting the ball or getting into spaces, because they know him. So for that, I think they did. I was just wondering what the coach said to them in the dressing room, because it's Sundowns versus their top marksmen. So I don't think he said much. He just said, "Listen, you guys know each other. Go deal with yourself.
Go do whatever they teach at Klotko has to happen with with Shalulile.
Absolutely,
because he had an opportunity, and again, maybe it was just jitters at the early start of the game, but they had 2 opportunities.
Yes,
Namibia, where they could have changed the complexion of that game completely, and they didn't.
Yes. Yeah, I think you know what? It's football. You get chances. If you don't score, you get punished. I think that's exactly what happened. Namibia got their chances and they didn't score, and. Go back to Themba Zwane.
Yes.
I said to you that if Themba Zwane is in there, he controls the game, and he did exactly that. And, credit, I think they also understand that Themba cannot play the 90 minutes. There's a certain time that he can play, and then from there, take him out.
But what was the difference, though? Educators, what is the difference between a present Themba Zwane in match day 2 versus a present Themba Zwane in match day 1?
I think the match day 1, he didn't control the game as much as he did yesterday.
Lack of supply, or
lack of supply.
Yeah,
that's exactly.
But
what
lack of quality supply, because you can have supply, but if you don't have the quality supply, in knowing how Themba likes and prefers his balls and his supply, and you could see the interchange between him and Percy Tau shows that there is an common understanding that's been born through years.
Yeah, Robert, I think just to come in there, Mr. Dina, I think there was a change of approach, Rob, from the coach from the first game. The combination play wasn't so much as evident as it was in that first half of the Mali match. And of course, if you look at how Bafana conceded the goals, it was more or less of Mali pressing them high, winning the ball in dangerous position, scoring. The coach changed around and said, okay, he would want maybe a Tembers one, not so much being involved in build-up play in his half, his own half. You could see that he was high up the pitch. Look at the goals that he scored. He scored the goals where the coach would have wanted him to be. So it wasn't so much about him getting involved and, this combination play in the half of Bafana. It was Tembers one capitalizing on the work that were being done by the midfielders. And that is how he managed to score those 2 goals.
Yes, I think also because, remember, was it the second goal by Morena?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, the cross.
Combination play, because you know
yes.
exactly that if he hits the byline, where the ball is going to come. So that's exactly where it in the box. The ball came back, and then he just put it in. But in all, I would, sorry. But in all, I would say, if you watch that game yesterday, you see how he was controlling the midfield. With, if he runs forward, then everybody starts running forward. If he relaxes, then they can start passing. Of which it gave Tebogo Mkwena a free role to go and pass, whether it was Pesitao or Tembazwane or Morena, because it's the guys that understand each other. But I should give credit to the back 6.
Don't be scared of the microphone.
No, sorry.
Don't be scared. I know you've been going around the country with the political rallies, but don't be scared of the microphone. That is your mouthpiece, boss. That's your mouthpiece as well.
Thank you very much. I'm just excited. I'm excited because Bafana, great performance, great goals, combination plays were there. You could see the build up from the back through the middle and in the last third. And most importantly, if you look at the finishing zone, where Temba was, everything that was coming into the finishing zone, he was just putting them in.
I know, Timothy, you've been itching to come in on this particular point. Yeah, please come in, sir.
No, listen, there's something that was very interesting against Bafana Bafana. They did not want to play the most eye-pleasing football. They wanted to try and graft, clear the ball where they need to clear the ball, play a long ball, hold on to it. But for me, the introduction of Morena, from the word go, I think that was key. That gave the chance to the likes of Mokwena, the likes of Zwane to release, Morena. And when he takes on, they are always coming, a yard behind. I was not surprised that on that cutback, Zwane was able to feed off Morena because they know each other. But it was because of that pace, playing that ball in the space. Those created those gaps. But as the game went on, as they were getting more goals, I saw there was sort of gaps getting in between, and going forward with more credible opponents, it's very important that they have to try and manage how they move forward so that they not count on the counterattack. Then it was on record when Eddie said that this man Shaulile will be very dangerous when it comes to attacking, Bafana. And I did say without the service, we're going to have to struggle to see Shaulile. Now he is now the target man. He's trying to hold on to the ball to let other players of Namibia to play, which is very difficult. And that's what they did. He was starved of the ball, always getting onto the ball off a run. He's tired. He doesn't have that nice service that you see him receiving from Sundowns. And I think that played a key for Bafana Bafana.
Yeah, also, I think, if you look at on their Bafana right side, you had Morena and then you had Mudau.
Yeah.
2 guys that has got pace. So Hoto couldn't really penetrate, between those two.
You had to choose whether to attack or to defend.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so which was good. Yeah.
Well, I suppose maybe he was a bit confused to say, but how? Teammates of mine, you guys normally pass to me. Now here you are coming to attack me. What is going on? Right, so the experts are in studio. You, the equal expert at home, listening to the show. What have you got to say?
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, and to the MSW listeners. First, compliments over the new seasons and the show does. Mr. Marawa, I just want to congratulate Bafana for a humongous victory last night against Namibia. What a masterclass performance and an exceptional display from particular players, Mr. Marawa. Mshishu was phenomenal, and starting Morena, I think, was a great decision. Thank you, Bafana. Pride is definitely restored. Up the momentum for our next game. And now we need to avoid defeat against Tunisia. And we are through. And we don't want to find ourselves looking for calculators this time around. Thanks, Mr. Marawa. It's Mden here.
No calculators, please. Not this time, guys. No, you can't say it's always going to be there. No, we don't want calculators.
Evening, Rob. What an electrifying encounter we witnessed yesterday. Credit must go to the coach for making those brave changes in the lineup. Utapelo Morena and Grant Kekana made a huge difference in our approach. And I think Temba's one is on a class of his own. But credit must also go to Grant Kekana because it takes a very tactically matured and an intelligent player to have halted play and made that turn, which made Uhana Mob get out of his area to free up Tapelo Morena. And for me, Rob, any other player would have scooped that ball, but Grant was very intelligent in that situation. But also, Rob, credit must go to officials who are officiating all these AFCON matches and how Africa is using VAR effectively without any dubious decisions. I think we've got a very good case to present to the world that one can use a VAR effectively and to the benefit of the teams that might have been disadvantaged by the referee not seeing the action at that time. Thank you so much, Tebogo.
Tebogo, thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Lots of great points that he's made. Guys, I think let's get in here. Let's give the credit to Grant Kekane because of the kind of change and difference he made. And what Tebogo is talking about is about the vision that he had as far as making Morena to be part of play, how he was able to halt play, read the game well, and release only when it was necessary. Anybody, guys, please help us out here.
Okay, let me start there, Rob. I think for me, that lead up to that second goal with Grant Kekana. Rob, this is what Grant Kekana does week in and week out. Yeah. It's not a surprise. If you look at how at his club, how they play, how they try to maybe see those pockets. And it was clear to them. And if you look at what Namibia did, Namibia were shaken by that first goal that they conceded. And it was just like, you know what, let's just react aimlessly, unstructured way of trying to respond to that goal that they could. Because if you look at where the left back was, Hanamud, it just tells you that these guys just lost their cool and their heads. He had no business actually leaving that position, where Morena, of course, exploited. But again, that is the quality of this kind of players that Bafana have that are able to see and locate that there's just a kind of a disarray organization on the part of Namibia. And they capitalize, but it comes from what they do week in and week out.
Fair point. I think another thing we were saying off air, and I want you guys to bring it into an on-air conversation, is about the quality of this tournament in its totality. Yes. Never mind the games that we're currently talking about. It has been the most difficult tournament ever for me to say, oh, who's playing? Oh, Cape Verde, okay, this one. And then you say, I'll watch the highlights. Every game, every 90 minutes has been a highlight of football excellence on the continent. What has been different? What is your take, Timothy?
You know, African football is on the rise at this moment in time. And I can tell you, the quality of goals, being scored. You're looking at the likes of Tunisia, their relentlessness to try and get the equalizer, the way they are playing. You're looking at Mauritania, which got their first goal in the history of AFCON. You're looking at those shots being taken. Yeah. And you're looking, for me, the applicability. We had Morocco playing against DRC. You could think that Morocco will be superior to DRC, but DRC brought their A game. And I can tell you, it's only in Africa where we have no respect for those who represent us on the World Cup stage. And DRC was able to prove that. So for me, it's about the willingness to graft. But the teams that have adopted themselves to the weather in Cote d'Ivoire, I think they are having a joy.
It is so hot there, guys. It is so hot, so humid. It is crazy. You look at the jerseys, man. But I talk about tonight. Ghana's head coach, Chris Hughton, he's admitted that their game against Mozambique at the Olympic Stadium in Ebimbe in Ivory Coast is a must-win. So remember, there's a shock 2-1 defeat to Cape Verde and an eventful dual draw against Mohamed Salah's Egypt. So Ghana sitting bottom of the group alongside their opponents Mozambique on a solitary point, with Cape Verde on 6 points and Egypt sitting on 2. So Hughton's defeating Mozambique, can they? Ghana could still be eliminated from the tournament, and should Egypt beat Cape Verde in their final Group B game, it's incredible, man, where this tournament is heading to and where we are right now.
Yes, we are aware of the magnitude of this game. We know that if this is a game that we have to win. Our preparation going into the game has been the same as in the two previous games, and all we can do is prepare the team to play a very tough match, as all of these games are, and to make sure that we put in a level of performance that allows us to win the game.
Africa Cup of Nations, Cote d'Ivoire 23, up to the minute, concise and reliable updates with Robert Marawa. Hashtag MSW AFCON.
Get this entertainment deal with your perfect home internet when you sign up for any one of our My MTN home internet plans. Choose the plan you want from only $249 per month and get a 3-month Disney Plus subscription valued at 417 Rand. That's 3 months of endless streaming at no additional cost to you. Keep the whole family entertained everywhere you go. Click mtn.co.za or visit an MTN store near you. T's and C's apply. Doing starts at home. MTN.
This year, why don't you fly better? Book your flights with Emirates to our holiday in Dubai, London, or Mumbai. Look forward to delicious local food, enjoy complimentary premium drinks, and relax to your favorite movies on the way. Because it's not just about the destination, it's how you get there. This year, fly Emirates. Fly better.
When it comes to saving money on medicine prices every day, Dis-Chem Pharmacies is your first choice. Not only do we charge preferred dispensing fees, but our wide range of cost-saving generics comply with your medical aids rules to help your benefits go further. We'll take care of all your scripts, repeats, and even send you script reminders. Our dedicated pharmacists and nurses are here to guide you. Step into a world where your health truly matters. Dis-Chem Pharmacies. Better health starts here.
Matric maths marks not adding up? English results that are too disappointing for words? A chemistry paper that bombed out? Whatever your concern, Abbott's has the solution. Upgrade your matric at Abbott's College in any or all subjects. Abbott's College High School is your gateway to academic success, where you can improve and reach your potential. Visit our next open day or visit abbots.co.za for more information. Changing your matric results can change your life. Enrolling grade 8 to 12 now.
Hit the road in style with Sani, your ultimate car rental companion. Adventure begins with choice, and we offer a selection of high-quality vehicles, motorcycles, workhorse buggies, shuttles, motorhomes, and more at the best daily and monthly rates, with nationwide pickup points at all major airports. Visit Sani, that's SANI.COZA, and enjoy a 30% discount. Sani is the official car rental partner to Prime Media. Go further. Go safer. Go Sani.
Hollywood Bets is backing South Africa to go all the way. They're also backing you all the way in their new limited edition football promotion. All you have to do is bet 20 Rand or more on any soccer fixture with Hollywood Bets. Include at least one leg from the Africa Cup of Nations 2023, and you could win your share of 100,000 Rand in cash. Take your best shot by betting now to be in the running for a big bucks bonanza. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Netball South Africa is still embroiled in a legal conflict with its former coach, Doreen Badenhorst. So Netball SA President Cecilia Molokwane joining us now to discuss this burning issue. Burning it is indeed.
You know, Robert, I can't say much on this case and this issue because the lawyers are handling it. We tried our best. There's Netball South Africa, that's what we can say, because we said, let's sit and talk and find each other. We cannot hold netball at ransom. I believe that 4 candidates came in.
For you as the president, how do you put this to bed?
I saw Doreen on the bench of Namibia. If it can end very wrong, I can tell you we will strip her of her coaching accreditation and she'll never coach anyway. And you don't want that.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
Hi Rob, greetings to you and all the shareholders. This is Joel from Watville in Benoni. I just want to congratulate Bafana Bafana for the great performance they showed us last night. Despite all the criticisms and the negative comments they had after the first game, the guys came up with shoulders high and they looked forward. Yeah, I can see they can go all the way to the finals. Big ups to them. Thanks to you.
Nice one, Joel. Thank you very much indeed. Positive reaction.
Good evening, Robert. Let me start by congratulating all the victors, those that made it this weekend. And for Bafana Bafana, Robert, my reaction is that of, I did talk of if they play slow soccer, they are not gonna make it. But this time around, if you look at their play, they played that mixed type of soccer. Fast, slow a bit, but in percentage it was 10% slow, 90% determined soccer. In that fashion, Robert, we're gonna make it. It's Rowan, the goalkeeper, who starts everything. This slow thing. As for Zwan, magical. Robert, there is hope as long as they maintain shape. Good show as always.
Slow. Please, guys, help me with that one.
We should actually come out of retirement and play. slow. We can play.
Oh my goodness.
But are you in agreement or disagreement, guys? Hey? I don't know. But yeah, you'll answer in a second.
Good evening, Marawa, and to the MSW listeners. Go see APE. Marawa, good reaction Monday. I had a very, very good weekend. It was nice watching UFC. Congratulations to Du Plessis. I'm very, very happy about Bafana Bafana. They made us proud. May Bruce continue serving abantu humble pie. I believe in Doyoba we are going to go to the knockout stages. Now I'm targeting at least the quarterfinals. If Bafana Bafana goes to the semi-final, I'll be very proud.
Yeah, I think everybody will be proud if we go to semi-finals, guys. I mean, that is something to aim for. Once you're in the semis, what else? What else is going to stop you from going all the way? But I know the one thing that you have highlighted is what Coach Hugo Bruce, he talks about humble pie. South Africa reviving, as we've all been talking about tonight, their hopes as far as the Cup of Nations is concerned. Percy Tau's goal, Themba Zwane's goals, Tapelo Masako's goal. But hey, Coach Hugo Bruce, trust me, he's confident.
Yes, we knew that we had to win the game today to have some chances to go through the group stages. So we were a little bit nervous in the beginning of the game, but more and more, and certainly after we scored the first goal, we were released. We played a good game. We did a good analysis of the opponent. We showed the players where the weaknesses were and where the strongest points were, and they are very dangerous with long balls, very dangerous. So we trained on it, and they were not that dangerous today, so we played a very good game. A good win, important for the goal difference. And now, yes, we have a boost of confidence for the game of Wednesday against a very strong opponent, and an opponent who have to win that game also will stay here in Ivory Coast. So.
Okay, that's Bafana Bafana coach Hugo Bruce just outlining, saying that maybe in the beginning the guys were a little bit nervous given the magnitude of the game.
Big Rob, evening to you and evening to the MSW listeners. My reaction Monday has to start off with Dricus du Plessis for winning the UFC champion and becoming the South African first fighter to do that. And secondly, I'd like to give a special appreciation to Bafana Bafana for the performance that they displayed against Namibia. I think, Rob, this is the way to go for us. I think when we go for a change of system and be more direct and score more goals, I think that's the way to go for us. This passing drill, this South African football flair, I think it's not going to work for us, considering that we scored 4 goals without having mostly the ball in our disposal. And congratulations to Hugo Bros and the players. Long may it continue, and I hope they can finish the job on Wednesday against Tunisia.
Yeah, Reaction Monday, powered by Hollywood Bets. And also with me here, a great squadron of analysts, gentlemen who've called the game beautifully for us here as we analyze the Cup of Nations, probably one of the best Cup of Nations in a long time. I would argue with anybody to tell me any other better Cup of Nations that we've seen, especially within the group stages, where we see flair, we see ability, goals, we see long-range shots from outside of the box, we see acrobatic type of goals, we see everything. We see VAR. Someone mentioned VAR. From your side, Eddie, Dinya, have you been happy with how they've applied VAR?
Yeah, I would say yes. I'm happy, even though there are some situations where you would ask yourself, what's going on. Yeah. But besides that, I'm happy.
The VAR that was applied yesterday. So let's not even go too far back. Last night, VAR was applied. Hannaboob's handball, netball, whatever it is that you want to call it, was called back, but after a while. So play was allowed to carry on. But then obviously the VAR assigned and said to the referee, hey, we might need to double check on something. Took a while, but it was brought to his attention. A penalty was then awarded to South Africa. Timothy, you want to take that one?
Look, it's those moments that we need to try and capture and reduce the time that is taken before, you get VAR in action. I think that will allow, that fluidity and enjoyment of the game, because we should not lose that, the surprise element of humanity into the game. That's what makes us enjoy football. Yeah. So for me, taking so long and getting back, disrupts that. But again, it's the right call. But we should not make it so artificial for the game of football. We should leave that humanity into the game so that we can enjoy it.
Elasto, from your side, the application of VAR, especially with the one last night?
Spot on, Rob. We've come to be used to VAR, even the players themselves. I think initially it was always a problem, the issue of time and so forth. But Rob, it has been accepted. Yeah. You would see that when an incident happens in the box, everyone relaxes, coaches are doing their own thing, even issuing instructions. So we've come to kind of accept that VAR is here to stay.
It's here to stay, and obviously there is water breaks. Then there's injuries, then there's VAR, and then you see referee's optional time of 10 to 12 minutes. I mean, this is different football to what you guys were used to when you were playing football. I mean, if it was 3 minutes of referee's optional time, it was 8. We got 3 minutes of hope. Now you're saying it's anything from 8 minutes and above. I don't know. What does it do to the game, guys? Does it do anything? Does it help maybe the coaching and the instruction? Nothing you can do when it's 4-0. But let's say it's a lesser score. It's a tighter score. Does it do anything?
Yeah, I think, let's say a team is losing 1-0. Yeah. And then now there's 11 minutes added. So for a losing team, there is hope. Like, listen, we can play. It is their time. It is their time. It's their time.
It is their time, because that time would have been taken during the normal play. So it is their time.
So you're saying it's fair, guys? I mean, we don't see anything into it.
It is.
No,
it is
fair. No, it's not fair.
No, it is fair.
It's not fair.
If Bafana didn't get that penalty, you are saying, you're talking about, we should allow human error. Yeah, but that error could have been costly for Bafana. And it was a handball in the box.
And not only Bafana. If you look at Morocco versus the DRC, that guy when he elbowed that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
was that a handball or an elbow?
It was an elbow.
Okay.
It wasn't.
But I think honestly, guys, if you look at what has been happening in the other continents, the continents that we normally love to watch every week, there's some really terrible decisions, even with VAR.
Yeah, they have not been. I agree with you. They have not been able to utilize VAR in the same way that you see it in Spanish La Liga, for example. I've watched that, and I say, wow, what are they getting wrong? But you also got to give praise. Remember, South Africa's very own Victor Gomes is the man now who is firmly in charge and is advocating for VAR to come to South Africa. And he said, even on this show, he said he would love for VAR to be here in time for the Nedbank Cup final. So if those are the timelines that he's working with and what we are seeing and the application thereof in the AFCON, hey, who knows? SA, we could be having VAR as early as the Nedbank Cup final. But then Cape Verde, I made mention of a couple of games that are going to be played tonight. 2 at 7 o'clock and then 2 at 10 o'clock as well. Cape Verde going into tonight's game with the powerhouse, the Egyptians. They look to be in a good mood, man, after already sealing the top spot in Group B. Their striker, Gary Rodriguez, was able to share his thoughts ahead of the game.
Of course, Egypt is a big team with big players. Also, I have my friend there who I played 2 years with, El Jazi. I spoke with him. And nice match, as I said. But we played also against a big nation as Ghana. We showed our quality. I think, as I said, we are in a good moment. We have a good team, good players. And we show that we are a team. And that's for me the most important. So our team is in a good mood. The only thing is what we have to do is to focus on the next games, and we will see where we reach. But we have our goals, and we will try to reach them. The only thing we have to do is to keep focus, our confident, and to keep going as a team.
Yeah, that's Gary Rodriguez.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Marawa. Manzobane Pere, Mamelodi Sundowns at Region. Sky is the limit. Congratulations to Bafana Bafana. The game last night, what a thriller. Bafana style, they was playing scintillating football. Congratulations, and I wish them all the luck. Let them beat Tunisia. Let us qualify to the group stages, and you will start playing. Thank you, Marawa. Manzobane Pere at Region Sundawana.
Good to hear from you, Matsobane Pere, Sundawana of note. Joining us right here on Reaction Monday on hashtag MSW. 3 minutes to go before the end of the show. Oh man, let me throw it back to you guys. Eddie, yeah? You looked at me quicker than anybody else, so you're the guilty culprit. Are you likely to see any major upsets tonight? We got Equatorial Guinea playing Ivory Coast. The host nation, as they always say, is needed to carry the wave of interest in any tournament. But here they are. There's also Guinea-Bissau playing against Nigeria. You have your shot. Are we going to see a shock with this host nation?
No, in this group, Mr. Marawa, Ivory Coast and Nigeria are going to go through. Ivory Coast is going to beat Equatorial Guinea. Nigeria is going to beat Guinea-Bissau.
But who's top of that table?
The fourth.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the four best third.
Yeah.
I think they
will come from Group A.
They will come from Equatorial Guinea.
So Equatorial Guinea to lose to Ivory Coast?
Yes. They are playing the host. The nation is going to be behind the team, and they definitely want the win. So they have to produce that.
Timothy, for me, I look at the table. The table doesn't lie. It tells me that Nigeria is second. Yeah, same number of points.
Yeah.
But it must have taken something for Equatorial Guinea to be where they are.
I think they have played good football. Listening to Eddie, it makes me smile because I think he has been missing some of these games that Africa has displayed until this time now, because no one is, sharing the remote. All games are very interesting, very competitive. So Equatorial Guinea is on top simply because they have performed well. They have got their points to stake their claim against, the host nation. And at this moment in time, remember, the fans put pressure onto Ivory Coast. And if the players are not able to handle it, they may crumble against the likes of Equatorial Guinea, who have got nothing to play for at this moment in time.
Elasto, your impressions, you're giving it to the host nation to make it through.
Yes, Rob. I agree with Eddie that Group A, all those three countries definitely should qualify. Guinea sitting comfortably at the top with 4 points. Even if they lose, they should be able to go through. Nigeria and Ivory Coast as well. I think they're going to pick up at least a point. So they should be, all those three countries definitely will go through.
And then the crazy ones, guys, are going to be at 10 o'clock tonight. We've got Cape Verde and Egypt. We've seen how the Egyptians have run so far, but we've equally been fascinated by Cape Verde. Mozambique, first game. I remember we spoke here, guys. We talked about what a massive game that was, but also beautiful football to watch. They get to play against Ghana, who at times will disappoint you. So, quick one, Eddie.
I mean, if I were a coach, Cape Verde, listen, I have 6 points, and there's no team that is going to come with 6 points. So if I play against Egypt, I will rest some of my players that have played 2 games.
Yeah.
Rest them, even if I lose the game, it's still okay. I've qualified.
You've gone through.
I've gone through. Yeah, but and then Ghana, Mozambique, draw.
Timothy, help us.
No, I can assure you that if I was coach of Cape Verde, I would like to maintain the momentum of winning.
Keep winning.
So going against this team of Egypt to get all the maximum points, I'll do that. For the likes of Mozambique and Ghana, I think Mozambique is struggling, having, crumbled, after they are performing so well in their first game. And then there was that last-minute equalizer against Egypt. And now they are really under pressure to try and perform better. But I don't think that they can beat Ghana at this moment in time.
Let's go. Please help me. Any surprise? Give me very quickly A surprise elimination.
Ghana is not going through. That's what they say.
Ghana is not going through. Very confident. Gentlemen, thank you so much indeed. Elasto Kapawenza as well as Timothy Batabahira, Eddie Dinya, all of the bike guests right here on hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. Not forgetting, hey, today, what a beautiful ride courtesy of
Reaction Monday was proudly powered by Hollywood Bets. Hashtag MSW. Marawa Sports Worldwide, covering Africa Cup of Nations Cote d'Ivoire 23. All of the action, all of the time. Hashtag MSW AFCON.